Oh, wow. Here we go again. Listen, it's your boy Carcino, man, and let's get into it. Oh, man. I thought I had covered this, but I guess I didn't. All right, well, it's been known for quite some time that Roxy Diaz, who many of you know from 106 in Park, that she was, very open dater, in a respectful way. And Eddie Murphy, Raphael Saadiq are just two that were in the way, or however you want to put that kind of wording. See, when 106 in Park was basically coming to its end, the end of the deal, the end of the contract, Roxy and Terrence J were. A lot of people think that they were actually dating. I think the two actually tried to date. It didn't kind of work out because she was just, eyes on a bigger prize always. No matter who she's talking to, she's looking up to see who's somewhere else so she can jump over them. And she's always looking to go to the next person. So they were saying, like, when she was hugging Terrence J, she's looking, when she hugs you, she's looking behind you and looking around to see what other big fish she could grab. She wants the marlin. And once Terrence J found out she was dating some other human being, he was treating her very rudely on the show and doing things that was, kind of against what the protocol was for the show. And it's a good thing, don't eat where you eat situation was brewing. Now, Eddie Murphy and Raphael Saadiq, Q-Tip, all of these guys have been knowing each other since the 90s. I think, hold on, Quincy Jones was the first one that brought Raphael Saadiq around. And they were working with Eddie Murphy. Eddie was making music back then when he was doing the Put Your Mouth on Me album. And Tony was around. And, they were doing, all these different tunes and sounds. So when they got put up in like, I think it was like the late 90s. Was it the late 90s? I believe it was the late 90s. Don't hold me to it. But whenever the PJs started, they started to work on the soundtrack for the show. You remember that cartoon, the PJs, the little clay animation cartoon figures that used to be a hit. It only had 3 years. I don't know why I felt like it was on like forever. But yeah, it was only 3 years, but the PJs is great. And they did the soundtrack. Now, Raphael Sadiq and Eddie, all these guys remained tight throughout their years of working together in music, seeing each other. So, a function comes along, and I can't tell you who Roxy was with at the time, but her and Raphael Sadiq kind of meet and talk and get each other's information and stuff, and next thing you know, they're hanging out and they're dating. Now, this is like early, like near, I think, Christmas. They met up at like a Christmas party, and Christmas or New Year's party, and like right after, they were seen, spotted, going out vacationing, getting some sand down in Miami on the beach. So while all this is like transpiring, and all of this is going on, you're also looking at another situation that's brewing, meaning that there's another part of the business that's going on here. She's like wanting to go out to more parties, meeting some friends, introducing him to some family members, and really trying to bond right away with Raphael Saadiq. And with Raphael's, his thing is space. And this is what a lot of artists, musicians, it's hard to date them because their first love is their music. And Raphael likes to write, and he likes to sit around and write and think and write. So he likes to be like in a space, a comfort zone. And if you're somebody like Rocsi who's on social media all the time, wants to tweet, wants to do all these young people things, this energy is not going to be good for you in the long run. So Raphael Saadiq really didn't know what to do with her. They're at a party, and Eddie's there. And they're all vibing, and he introduces Eddie to Rocsi, from what I heard, allegedly. And they're all talking together at the party. And him and Eddie goes and have a conversation. They're talking like they normally do. And at the end of the night, Eddie tells her, hey, why don't you give me a call and we'll finish this conversation tomorrow, or whatever they was talking about. So then she's like, I'm funny, I got some jokes, Eddie. Start telling Eddie some jokes, and she's looking at this like, this is my come up. But what she don't know is Raphael Saadiq is cool with it. He wants you out. He wants you gone. You can go. So basically, it was like look, you want this chick? Eddie, man, she's bad, man. Look at her. So petite and got them nice hips. Man, she's bad. Raphael Sadiq is like, well, if you can get her to, if I could, look, if I can't get her, then I don't think I need to even be Eddie Murphy. This will be easy. Trust me. I got it. So next thing you know, she's with Eddie. Eddie Murphy's got his woman. Now Raphael Sadiq he's been, they went out to some events together, and after a couple of months, this was just too much. So Eddie got her. And Eddie is vibing with this chick. Eddie's like, okay, this is cool. I likes this. So Eddie's in a good mood. So next thing you know, she wakes up one morning. She's like, let's go running, Eddie. Eddie's like, nah, I don't feel like running. But we can take a drive and we can walk down to my favorite coffee shop. And she was like, okay, great. Now, what they don't know is Eddie loves coffee. Eddie starts his day off with coffee. And he likes to not have it at home. Eddie likes to go out and get a coffee. He wants to go down to the coffee bean shop, grab a coffee, and enjoy his day. Now, the thing about Eddie is Eddie likes control, and Eddie used to control. Then she doesn't live at Eddie's house. So Eddie's like, okay, time for you to go home. Like I'll call you when we got something to do, whatever, a function. So an event was going and Eddie was going to take her to the event. She was excited. So then next thing you know, she's looking at Eddie's Twitter and it's like, oh, I see this person's following your Twitter account. Who is that? And Eddie's like, what? Then she calling Eddie and texting him, sending him emojis and hearts. And Eddie just don't even do this. And Eddie was like, I'm really busy right now. Thank you. I'm really busy right now. Had a great time. We'll contact you later. Like, don't contact me. I will contact you. So that's how that works. Why does people keep sending me stuff today? I gotta make my videos. So naturally, she didn't understand what was going on. They went out to a couple of events. She didn't cross the T's, dot the I's, so she waited like 3, 4 days. Then she called him again. Called the house. Called his number. Ed was like, it's done. You've gotten the brush. You were getting a little too clingy for Eddie's liking. Eddie didn't like clingy. Neither does Raphael Saadiq. So she was with them in the course of like a few months of each other. Both of them fizzed out in like 2 months. She could not sustain because one, they're too old for her. She's too young acting. They don't understand that to be with someone like Eddie Murphy or Raphael Saadiq, they're musicians. Eddie's a musician too. He thinks like that. They are eccentric people. They have their idiocracies that you have to basically make your way in a figure eight and be around that and deal with that kind of energy. You have to be prepared for it. And if you're not, these are the results. I hope this is understandable to the majority of you. But these are the results of dealing with someone who's clingy and why these relationships that she was having was phasing out. You have to know how to be with the person you're with. So hopefully this will give you guys some clarity on the situations. Like I said, all of this is alleged. We don't know, but we know. So do me a favor. Don't forget to hit up the Cash App and support your boy's page or click the link in the description box below. Okay? I think that's it. I think that's a wrap. Oh yeah, you can subscribe, hit the notifications button, and enjoy the four video section selections you see above your head. Deuces.